Test. Test. I'm trying to see if it's going to hold, y'all, or if it's just going to fault out and not hold the broadcast of the camera, because that was my issue, is that it everything else would be live, but the camera would not be live. So y'all couldn't see nothing. Okay, I'm going to try to take the camera out and bring it back in just to see if that is a fluke or not. Son, I see you. Cheryl, Black Beauty, Kay Hopkins, Andrea, sports fan, goddammit, Madonna, Janet, you feel me? All right, let me do this. Okay. I wasn't ready because I didn't think it was going to work. Give me a couple minutes. Let me slip on a shirt, y'all. Goddamn dogs. Oh. Okay, first let us just understand that I was not gonna go. I wasn't actually gonna go live because I didn't think it was gonna work. You can tell I got sleep still on me, and my lounge all damn day and all weekend face. Okay. Well, when the train is going, you got to get on that bitch. You understand what I'm talking? So, I do have a topic prepared for you, and I have some video. I just didn't know I was going to do it now. Glasses, monitor, phone. Damn dogs. I don't even show my teeth because I did not brush my teeth. So don't look at my teeth. I will know if you're looking. I can feel somebody looking at my teeth right now. Stop it. Oh, my channel. Also, I want to say that I have not spoken on Gaza in a little while, but that does not in any way mean that I'm not consumed with that every single day. Like, that's all I watch. In fact, I was watching it's a 4-part documentary that I'm going to direct you to as well, called The Lobby. And it's all about these Zionist demons and their, I'm not looking, I'm looking a little blurred. Um, and how they infiltrate the U.S. government and almost every industry and profession you could name, you know, to control everything. What am I looking for? Oh, I gotta get to the channel because I look blurry. Like the video's not clear. It just can't be helped. Check in, you guys. Let me know if your image is clear. What am I looking like? You know, am I blurry? What's going on? Talk to me, because I may be obsessing on something, and I might just be the only one experiencing it. You know, it may not be you. I can live with that. Keyboards. Damn. The blood of Jesus. Okay, actually I can save this one. I need this phone. Yeah, I'm looking a little like not clear image. At least on there. What I want to begin with, and I'm not going to be on long, you guys, because I didn't think this was going to work. Y'all know if I hear the whisper, I do that. So this was not on my radar. I'm like, you know, I knew I wanted to sleep late today and then just lounge. And then I need to go to the market to figure out what I'm going to fix for dinner. And I don't like driving at night suddenly, like in the last several years. Like driving at night is a real problem for me. And everybody drives with their bright lights on no matter what. That glare kills me. I notice that my perception is just like, I can't, it's a real nightmare for me. Like I try to avoid it at all costs. Like, don't drive at night. If it's just down the street, fine, but no. So I was going to get up and go to the market, and I just had the inspiration to, I was doing something else, and I was just like I was watching a portion of my last stream when I did the Coleman Domingo thing, and they sent me a thing saying that that can't be used. There's a copyright claim, and so you have to edit this out. And so it just put me into the technical side where I was just watching some other stuff. I wasn't trying to be technical. And that kind of led to, you know, just it being in me now. So then I was like, okay, I need to get up and go to the market. And then as I said, I had the inspiration to that's why I even put the title last test of StreamYard, because I'm going to delete the software off of my computer. I'm over it, because every time that I set up to go live, everything goes fine. As soon as I hit the button to send the camera image to you, nothing. Now it's there. Story of my life. What are you doing? Okay, I'm trying to get to my channel. That's why I just used a throwaway thumbnail, just the first picture I came to. I decided to just use that. Okay, the image is good on here, so maybe it's my device. So let me know if I'm not looking as though. Yeah, and as I've told you in the past, why I even like this software is because I can highlight your comments. Oh, wait, I forgot my name. It's because I can highlight your comments. I don't love the the transition drama when I have to present multimedia to you, videos, articles. On the other software, the OBS, it's just one button and we're in or out. And this is a lot more drama than that. But the value of this for me is two things, is that A, I can highlight your comments, but also I can, if you want to come into the stream and be on screen, I can do that. In fact, let me put the link for that in the chat, so if somebody wants to come on live with me, they can. Invite. And then when you click it, I'll see it backstage, and then I can bring you in whenever I want to, or whenever you're ready to come in, or whatever, you know, like just whatever you feel me. Richard Hart, a big shout out to you in the UK. I meant to put a message with that, so let me put it again. I didn't know it was just going to go into the chat right now. This is the link to come in on the live with me. Okay, now that's in there, so you can just click on that and you can come on live. And you know, I've only had I think a couple people do that since anytime I've used this, but I wish you all would take advantage of that. A, it makes the stream more interesting, but also I'm robbed of the benefit of seeing and hearing you all. You know, I feel cheated because I've told you it's a lot for anyone who is a content producer for everything that we do. But certainly when you do a live stream, you're putting yourself out for the world, you know. And as someone who likes to be connected to my audience, it just gets a little grating on you that everybody's just a fucking thumbnail. You know, you never get a chance to see those people, hear their voice, experience their humanity at all, you know. And yeah, I'd rather watch paint dry. You understand? It's way more interesting. But there's the link for anybody that wants to click on it and come in and come on to the live. Let's see. Let me pull my first video. I want to begin with this because San, actually, Simply Sandra, made me aware of even the press conference. Also, San, I had to take, whatever day you sent me that text, I think I started that day. I was like, oh, now I got to go watch the press conference because I got to go watch it now. That's kind of homework. And then that led to some other things, which is some other video that I'm going to share with you as well. And then I didn't finish it that day. So the next day and then whatever. So I needed to be prepared. First of all, is it worthy for me to speak on? Is there anything there? Like, okay, they did a press conference, so what? Is there something there? You know, and indeed there was. And so that makes it worthy for me to speak on it. Okay, wait, which phone are you? Oh, this I don't need. Okay, that's my main. And so I think that's a good starting place. I know there's something else. I'm actually more organized than I appear because there was some things that I made note of even to cue myself. I'll just start with this and we'll just go wherever it takes us, you know, because as I say, I wasn't gonna really go live. I just was like, let me just turn it on, see if it'll just broadcast the camera and see if it's gonna just fault out. Let's just see. And so I'm kind of here against my will. All right. This is our first piece. Oh, and I don't like to have all these tabs open when I do live. Just to know that I have the full benefit of all my power of my system. But we're winging it. Okay, that's the first one. That's cute. Now, then I have this other piece that goes with this. If I can make my claim. 11 Alive. Okay. Pause. And can I just say too, looking at some of the archival footage, Dexter King was such a handsome brother. And, you know, Dr. King was a handsome man too. I always love when I see any couple but the woman is still beautiful and the dude don't really look all like he should have her. So it's helpful when you can see a younger picture of the dude and you be like, oh, that's why he got her. Okay, I see it, you know. So Dr. King was a handsome man. And so what Coretta encountered was Dexter, you know, when she met Dr. King, so to speak. And we know how regal and beautiful and feminine and graceful and radiant and classic her beauty was, man. Coretta Scott, damn. Like, they don't even make women like that anymore. They don't make women like that. They don't make women like that anymore. It sounds like a factory or something, but however we want to describe it, I don't behold women like that in today's society anymore. And there are some very beautiful women that in fact, I just seen Ava DuVernay on an interview, and she has a new movie called Origin. And the only way to describe her beauty is devastating. Like, I'm mortified to just look at her. Ava, and her name is Ava. Something about that, just Ava, you know, is romantic and enticing and seductive and befitting of her beauty. Ava. Uh, she's just, my God, she's so like, I feel like she want me though. Like I don't want to say nothing right now. I feel like it was a little something she had did. It was a little something. I seen it. Melanin 100. I see your name now. I'll come back and read everybody. Um, and yeah. So I'll just go directly into this. And I don't know how I want to do this. Maybe I want to break it up in 2 parts because I really need to go to the market. I don't have anything here to eat or fix. And I gotta eat. All right, let's do this and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do. Okay. First off, what's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. And welcome to The Jedi Speaks. Unintentionally. Because as I say, I didn't know that I was even going to do a live, and I should probably have gone in. Oh, I need to share this out too now. From his latest album, exclusive. Okay, delete that. I feel like I kind of need that, but I'll come back to it. That I don't need. That I'll hold. I'm also going to be in the very near future, everybody. I'm going to be doing another reminder of the flat Earth, because there is no doubt, there is no question, and it is anti-intellectual and beyond ignorant for anyone to think and believe that we live on a spinning ball. You say that out loud, you just revealed that you are a total and complete idiot. But it's the old adage of, it's like this magic act began with Rodney King, because that's, I think, the greatest example that I have. You know, we see with our own eyes, and then they're so bold to tell you, no, forget what you're saying, just listen to what we're telling you you're saying. You know, every day, all day, your whole life, no matter how old you are listening to me now, all the evidence that you have says to you, you live on a flat and stationary plane. All of it says it. All of it. Everything. Don't give me you're moving at 1,000 miles an hour, but you can't feel it. Because when I get in my car, I feel it. If I'm on a roller coaster, I feel it. When I'm on an airplane, I feel it. So I'm feeling all this movement, but no, the very place where you live, you don't feel that. You're not allowed to feel that. You know, it's ridiculous. So I want to revisit that in the near future, because it is important to the truth, the overall truth of existence. It also speaks to the deception of this white devil, mass hypnosis, mass brainwashing. You know, it's a few things. Okay, so that's fine. What else? Let's see. Most deaf. Okay, all right, I'll come to that. What were you about to pull up? Oh, you need to share. see, it's more production to operate with this software because um, okay, come over here, then do this. Then you got to go to your channel. Click on this. Now let's go and share it out to Facebook first. Okay. Now to X. Over it. Okay, that is complete. I just shared my thing out to Twitter and I see some video right there where somebody, it's definitely somebody white because that's how the big ass truck that they drive. And apparently there's this, the fucking alphabet ass flag is, and he's screeching tires over it. It's painted on the ground. Not mad. Okay. Why I'm bringing this is because there were several things that came out of this press conference that the tacky ass King family did after the death of Dexter. But I'm going to hit you now with some stunning facts. First, let me bring you in. Present, I guess. Share screen. Share screen. A window. No. Chrome tab. The family. That's what we want to share. I don't love that. I don't know what I just did. That's too small. Okay, I'm in the lower left, y'all. All right, first, let me break this down for you first. So let's come back to me and let me share this with you because this jumped out at me. What phone? And I always tell you when you have anomaly, this is the sign and the stench of conspiracy. The first thing that I was struck by was Dexter died on Monday, I believe it was. Right, the day is not the most important thing. Well, I'm just going to say Monday. I feel like it was Monday. So Dexter dies on Monday. He's cremated the same day he died. They're not Muslim. And even Muslims, you have at least a 24-hour cycle. So, but the same day. Now I'd like to know what time of day did he die? I haven't learned that at the time that I'm speaking to you now. Like whatever time they learned that he died, I never heard of nobody dying and being buried the same, well, other than in Islamic countries, like, you know, if there's no need for them to wait the 24 hours, they just go for it. Like, but that's something else. Like, that's not even insinuated here. We're talking about American society. We're talking about a Christian family. How are you being cremated? Isn't there a list? Like, isn't there a waiting period? Don't they have to schedule it at the crematorium? Something like just I die and they just take me to the crematorium that day and cremate me. That doesn't sit well with me. Here's the other thing you need to know. Dr. King, his father, Dr. King was born in January. Coretta died in January. And not just in January, she died on Dexter's 45th birthday because Dexter is also born in January and now died in January. Very, very interesting. So the mother dies, your father is born in January. You're born in January. Your mother dies in January on your birthday, and you die in January. So you got these three people all Januaried up. Very interesting. And we just recognized Dr. King's birthday, the holiday, and then Dexter dies in January. Wow. I don't claim to have an answer for that, but it's certainly remarkable. So I'm remarking on it. Do you understand? I also found it interesting that he is a king and he had no children. And what I read was that was a deliberate decision on his part, that he did not want to have children. I again feel robbed because I was the only voice on earth screaming, where's Dexter King? Where's Dexter King? Now you don't have children, so there's nobody else that will have that face. He's the only one that looked like Dr. King was like, Coretta, you just take a rest. Be, son. And Dexter just came to be. So now we won't even have another one that looks like that. This, you'll remember, has been my claim, my uh, thing with Michael Jackson. Like, we don't have none of your children that ain't your children. We don't have that face except for Brandon, and he's playing all these fucking games like he's not Michael's son, and I'm over it. There may be a hit on him that I can't talk about. Anyways, um, but you know, and for any man, there is, whether you do it or not, there's a desire to have yourself reflected back to you while you live. You know, yeah. I found that those details very interesting, very interesting. Now, as it relates to the press conference, Bernice King, Bernice King's bitch ass, was giving me uh oh, because the software has it. Okay. Uh will it go back now? I clicked the wrong one. Whatever, we're just gonna do it like this then. Maybe it won't be so bad once they start speaking. Not sure if that's sound.
As you can imagine.
Okay. Now, this is Bernice King. She's giving me lesbian energy. Um, Big time. And I've never really paid that much attention to her all like that. Just, I probably wouldn't have known her in the grocery store. But there's that. Now watch this opening here. You know, my mama used to always say, when the soul is full, the eyes water, you know. And I'm still looking for a tear from her. She comes out here with all this sniffling and she's in. Now, there's nothing wrong with what she's wearing, by the way, too. I want you to notice that. I just don't know what my image looks like, y'all. Like, I'm just not really confident that you're getting what I need you to see. Anyways, but there's nothing wrong with what she's wearing. But several times throughout this, and we're not going to see the whole thing, several times she's commenting, you know, this isn't my normal attire, but I'm doing the best. Like, we don't care what you're wearing. So what? You're not known as a fashion statement anyway. Like, who cares? But now watch all the dramatics when she begins to speak, and no tear, no water.
As you can imagine.
Look, all the breathing.
That's the hardest thing for me to do.
For me to do. Wait, you have to see my reaction because it's part of it. But look at the mouth. Look at the mouth, y'all. All it is. And where's the tears? Wait.
Love you, Dexter.
Then she turns into like a Korean sort of samurai fighter warrior woman. And we still don't have waterworks at all. The sniffing. And I thought this might be her woman over here to our left until I learned that's their cousin. So I forget her name. She's doing all that and no tears.
Appreciate your leadership.
but no tears. Not even like you're not even okay. Fine, if you don't got enough tears that even just fall down your face, I'm gonna let you off on the hook. But I don't. There's no water, nothing, like nothing.
Your love.
And that says to me that you either things were bad between you and Dexter, um, maybe even up to the point of a hatred, estrangement. I I'm the cryingest person on earth. I'm like my grandmama. But if I have to feel that, that's what sends the tears forth. So I can't cry for something I don't feel that. I can't. I can't. Even if you're an actor, we've seen actors and actresses that can cry on cue. Even Denzel won the damn Oscar for the one tear in Glory. But you have to go somewhere to something that triggers the heart. You see, you got to go somewhere. What's there is not enough. You're on a set, there's a bunch of people around, they're screaming action, da, da, da. You don't really feel it. You got to go someplace, something that brings that emotion. What brings that? And then you do the one tear, and then you get the Oscar because you were directed by the Jedi. I don't want to take credit. A lot of people don't know that. I don't want to make this about me. All right.
Yesterday.
And then only the right eye, apparently. But again, no, there's no water there. Nothing's happening.
My big baby brother, is 2 years older than me, as we announced from the King Center, passed away in his sleep.
That was the other thing. If you are having a 3.5 year battle with prostate cancer, how did you die in your sleep? Something's missing. Were you on some sort of life support type thing? Not necessarily full out life support, like, a breathing machine and all that. But was there something where you hooked up to any apparatus? Like, if you died in your sleep, then that's not from prostate cancer. I mean, how do you die in your sleep? How? Like, when my father passed, he was in the hospital, but he was so weak and the cancer had ravaged him and, all of that. But he's in a hospital. And I wasn't there, but my sister told me that our sister that was there said that one of the last things he said was, "What time does that clock say?" And anyways, without going there, I'm going to be fixated on that for a while. Like, died in his sleep of prostate cancer. No. That, I don't know what's wrong with it, but you just know when you hear, my spirit is telling me that doesn't work together. That doesn't work together. I'm not a doctor. I'm not, but when I heard that, I'm like, no, what? How? What? Tell me more, or something. Something I can't.
After a 3.5 year battle with prostate cancer.
Look, and she's still and blowing up the face and no water. And dabbing tears that aren't there.
He tried with everything in him to defeat it. Fought to the very last minute.
Fought to the very last minute. In his sleep. At home. Not understanding. So then now it occurs to me then that he must have died in the early morning hours of Monday, Sunday into Monday, like after midnight, in his sleep. So into Monday. and then he's cremated on Monday.
As I stand here today, I want to thank first and foremost his wife.
Who is not
His
there?
wife, my sister-in-law. I didn't say long sister-in-law.
We know what you said, but why does she have to say that? You can also tell that she's a very abrasive person, you know, very and hides behind this Christian facade. That's my impression from what I'm like. I don't know her. I never even seen an interview with her or anything like that. This is my first time really. It's like I'm gonna pay attention to her, and I'm just giving you my readings. You know, I just got energy that she's very abrasive, fake. She's definitely a control freak, and then she hides it all behind this Christian pastor thing, you know, like, so even there she was like, we heard you, bitch. You said my sister in love. Okay, we get it. We understand the inference why you would say that and what you're connoting by of your relationship with Dexter's wife. We got it. Notice I didn't say in law. I said in love. We know that, bitch. But again, that's consistent with the readings that I get from her. You feel me? Like, but it gets worse because she's very braggadocious. Wait.
I didn't say long sister-in-law. For her perseverance, her love, her sacrifice, her care,
Uh-oh.
her jovial nature, by staying by his side through the entire journey. She's watching as we speak now from California and will be here in a little bit.
Okay, it's dragging.
I love you, Leah. We'll see you soon. Give you a hug. To spend time, more time together.
No
It's
tears.
been a journey.
And I know why it's
My
jumping.
brother Martin III wanted to be here. He was out of the country when we received the news. We were able to share it with him and his wife, Andrea, and of course, Yolanda Renee was in school. We didn't get her out of school before we released it to the public. As you can imagine what that would have been like.
Nothing. You see, that also is very revealing about where they think they're at. While there is still reverence for the King family, they can walk into a grocery market without security. Like, ain't nobody checking for you like as if you Madonna or Michael Jackson or the Jedi or somebody like this. You feel somebody huge, you feel me? Somebody just world renowned and stuff. And this, whatever the daughter's name was in school, and we had to get her out of school before we released it to the public, as if it was going to be like, as if, you know, I mean, she's making it bigger than I think we could agree that it is. You feel me? Like, so that's how I feel. You know, we'll take it back and go on. And we're jumping too. I don't understand, but whatever.
And his wife, Andrea, and of course, Yolanda Renee was in school. We had to get her out of school before we released it to the public. As you can imagine what that would have been like.
Nothing.
And he wanted to be here today, but could not get back in. But I'm standing here with other members of the King family who I deeply appreciate, love, and who we've been through a lot with. My cousin Angela, Dr. Angela Ferris Watkins.
Cousin Angela, that's who that is, with the...
Who you know just experienced the loss of her mother, our matriarch, Dr. Christine King Ferris. So here we are again. So thank you so much. And she's been with me almost from the moment that I got the call. Alveda King, who's
the bitch I cannot stand the most.
A.D. King's, my uncles, our uncles, Her daughter will be here shortly. She is en route. I appreciate her. She came yesterday and spent time with me as well. I want to thank Laurel Hill, Reverend Tucson Hill, many of you know, pastored West Hunter Street Baptist Church. And it was 29.
I don't know if she's talking about the Lauren Hill. I don't know.
2020, when we lost him to cancer. And I want to thank her for being here with me. You can see Alvida's coming now.
Just ruined
This is
everything.
not my usual self, so I apologize, y'all.
See, there she goes with, that's the first statement of, this not my usual self, so I apologize. Like, nobody, you could have showed up in a damn house coat and a plastic bag on your hair. Nobody would care. But it goes to the readings that I get from her. You feel me?
Cancer. And I want to thank her for being here with me. You can see Alvida's coming now. This is not my usual self, so I apologize, y'all. This is different. It's out the box for me. Alvida, I just mentioned you. Thank you for your love.
Oh, I cannot stand her the most.
And also joining me is Mr. Eric Tidwell.
Hear this now. Also joining me is Mr. Eric Tidwell. Boom. We're 4 minutes and 48 seconds. We're less than that because remember there was somebody walked out and there was a thing. So we'll say we're 3 minutes into the press conference now. A full time, all right? From her begin to speak. Wait.
Intellectual properties management.
Intellectual properties management.
The licensing arm of the King estate.
Shouldn't we be talking about the life of Dexter? And going on about what he meant and maybe stories of when he was little and, you know, whatever. But she goes right into this. So this became a business conference, which was also very telling. I believe there was a lot of infighting going on behind the scenes. And I'm going to play some video in a second that I think backs up my claim. Let's say a little bit more of this, and we'll divert to that and come back. But let's hear this now. This Eric person is the intellectual property. For any of my people who I can't imagine nobody would know this. There wouldn't be somebody that wouldn't know this. Intellectual property is, you know, when you think about copywriting something or owning something, you think about something you can touch, taste, and feel in your hand. No, intellectual property. So it's an idea, you know, the 11 herbs and spices of KFC, that's an intellectual property. Do you understand? Because somebody knows that. So, this is how you are able to market or sell, archive and sell, or whatever, Dr. King's speeches, because that's his intellectual property. These are his ideas. This was his thought. He owned that. The law recognizes that. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about intellectual property. And so there's more I could say on that, but I just want to make that distinction because some other things I'm going to say in a little bit. And then also, I worked for one of the many attorneys I worked for over my life, but I also worked for a firm in DC called Rothwell and Fig, and we were intellectual property attorneys. You understand what I'm telling you? So, a little education for you there. But let's go on now with this lying whore.
And also joining me is Mr. Eric Tidwell, Intellectual Properties Management, the licensing arm of the King estate. License and permission business will continue. So I want to let the public know.
See, licensing and business will continue. And then I feel like she hunched the cousin there. But you on a see-through plexiglass podium, so it's like we're not going to see. I felt like it was a hunch because in my family we hunch. But we do it like where you can't see we hunching. But I feel like that was a hunch. Watch her right arm. She hunches the cousin.
Management, the licensing arm of the King estate, license and permission business will continue. So I want to let the public know that although Dexter has transitioned, we continue to carry forth to properly protect, advance, license my father's intellectual property.
Now, that should have been a separate press conference or even a press release even. You don't even need a conference for that. So it was a little premature and telling that you are mentioning that in the first 3 minutes. I think we're at 4 minutes now, even though the time says 5:15. I feel like we're at 4 minutes of actual speaking time. And so, no, it's inappropriate. It's mistimed. It's all wrong. But telling. Do you understand?
That although Dexter has transitioned, we continue to carry forth to...
And ladies, y'all tell me, but as a man, I feel like what this green shit that Alvida's wearing over here is just like a vomit puke. Is it fur? Is it cotton? Is it wheat? Is it grass? I mean, my eyes are burning, and I don't know if I can get through this stream right now. I don't even... It's in question.
Properly protect, advance, license my father's intellectual property. We have major decisions to make, both on the for-profit side and the not-for-profit side, the King Center. Because today, we stand here officially without a chair of our board. And so in the coming days, we will be electing a new chairman of the board of the trustees of the Martin Luther King Jr. Center for Nonviolent Social Change. Please keep us in your prayers. There's a lot I can say about my brother. Growing up, I remember...
Now, I think this would be the appropriate time to bring in my other piece. Yeah, and we'll come back to that because she mentioned that he was the chair of the board, blah, 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 and so that's fine. How do I switch? But now I gotta know the name of it. Just 11 Alive. 11 Alive, where you at? Aha. 11 Alive, share. I don't know where I'm at. Okay, that's fine.
Indicate all of these.
Is this the one? If not, there's another one. Wait.
Way to really vindicate all of these stories. The only way to really vindicate all stories or rule them out is to bring them in.
He looks and sounds just like Dr. King, man. It just... That's why I was the only one saying, where's Dr. King? Where's Dexter King? Where's Dexter King?
The only way to really vindicate all of these stories or rule them out is to bring them into an official forum, a court of law where witnesses can be cross-examined.
There's Coretta, Dexter. And then there's all the fucking Hagathas. And again, this is Bernice now in the suit. You see? It's just lesbian energy, dude. The hairstyle. Plus they live in Atlanta. I mean, it's just all there. But let's go on. Shut up, Jedi. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Look how she walks. And there's Alvida's ass. I cannot stand her. I don't know who the white devil is. Or the black lady in blue.
We were trying to work it out in the spirit of nonviolence behind closed doors.
Despite harsh words in the months that followed this press conference, Dexter King was good for his word. Through mediation and negotiation, the tenants...
This is the crux of my evidence, I'll just call it for now. And we'll talk about it.
We were trying to work it out in the spirit of nonviolence behind closed doors.
Despite harsh words in the months that followed this press conference, Dexter King was good for his word. Through mediation and negotiation, the tenets under which the King Center was founded, King and the U.S. Park Service finally reached a tentative understanding that could end their bitter feud.
So I don't know what the brief was between the Park Service and the King Center. I have to get that history. All right.
We agree with each other or not, we have to respect one another. And that's really what this was all about from the beginning, was respect. In good faith, we wanted to allow this to happen because of people being affected.
Even his hair, dude, is like... You are... Just cut the crap. Are you really Dr. King? You could tell us. You could tell us.
Allows this to happen because of people being affected, especially the kids.
At a meeting today with Park Service officials, both sides agreed to have the Park Service resume giving tours of the King birth home.
Okay, so that's what I did glean from it. There was something about... Because having lived in D.C. for so long, I do know, like the Park Service and things that they do there. This seems to have been that in Atlanta, as far as who's going to, whatever, not just the home, but I guess other stuff that they have there, like who's going to sort of be its administrator, its curator, and handle day-to-day operations, tours, and things like that. Apparently that was some of the dispute between them and the Park Service. We'll have to revisit that, but let's go on.
To have the Park Service resume giving tours of the King birth home.
And Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. himself, by being a very vigorous young...
The free tours were the first casualty of the feud. The King Center took them over, but had to charge the public in order to cover costs.
So the Park Service was giving the tours. The King family took it over and started charging for the tours. But you're going to hear a detail in a moment that also made me furious.
The King Center took them over, but had to charge the public in order to cover costs.
We invited the Park Service here to talk with them about how we move forward, resolving our differences, mainly the fact that we can coexist.
According to an article in the Wall Street Journal, licensing activities of Elvis brings in some $15 million yearly to the Presley estate. Dexter King.
$15 million comes into Elvis's untalented, thieving white ass. Drug overdosing, underage child marrying and having relations with ass Elvis. $15 million. And nobody said anything, and it's just that one raggedy ass fucking house. Graceland is not all that. I have a one-bedroom apartment, and my shit is more fabulous than fucking Graceland. Understand this. But no one said anything about Priscilla and the chick that married Michael Jackson. Lisa Marie. We don't hear nothing about it. And all the other people that are making money on their fathers and their family legacy, and it's all fine. You see? But again, when you come with that, include white people, they will only come to infect, infest, and destroy. And so they're the perfect target. You see? They try to preach all this equality and oneness and togetherness and shit. You see? White people don't give a fuck about that ever.
According to an article in the Wall Street Journal, licensing activities of Elvis brings in some $15 million yearly to the Presley estate.
Now hear this. That was $15 million.
Dexter King, now president and CEO of the Device.
So he meets with the Presley people to say, how are y'all making this money? What can we do? And hear this. I love this little boy because he's got lint in his hair and everything. I love that. I love that. It's so endearing to me. Like, get your little ass in there, go to bed. Get your ass, get your shit. You out here with lint in your hair and everything. Go to bed. Get your ass.
Very good. That's what's on.
Vanessa Hightower is taking her sons to the King Center for King Week activities. She's worried about all the talk over dollars.
That's part of the problem, is merchandising Dr. King opposed to really bringing out what he stood for, opposed to really doing it for the community and not necessarily for the dollar.
Licensing experts say rights held by the King estate could bring up to $1 million a year.
1 million. Up to. Up to. That means it will not be. Up to. I will tell you, when you hear up to, as low as, you'll never see that fucking price ever in life. Starting at. You feel me? Anytime you hear those words, you will not be paying the next shit they say after that phrase. You will not be paying that.
Licensing experts say rights held by the King estate could bring up to $1 million a year. A new company, Intellectual Properties Management, is now overseeing licensing and marketing for the estate. For those interested,
if you are calling to request permission to use the name, image, likeness, words, or recorded voice of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., you must submit your request in writing.
Despite the changes and the feud, Dexter King is vehement about the center's motivation.
Once and for all, for the record, the King family will not make any money from the revenues earned by anything developed in the historic site. We're proposing a totally...
Which they should be making money. There's nothing wrong with that. At all. You feel me? But this white devil will come in and make you feel like you shouldn't be making money. And they'll poison the community. That's why that sister was saying, it shouldn't be about the dollars, it just be for the community. And she means what she's saying, but she's only speaking from a place of ignorance. And it's just, I can't. They don't want to see this family. They should have hundreds of millions from this. You know. And then they built that statue on the National Mall of him. That should be, I mean, you got to be as money grubbing and backbiting and evil fucking as white people, man. Fuck that high road shit. There's a time when you have to be a dragon. So there he is. He's got to assure that we're not going to make no money. It's an outrage.
You must submit your request.
Just the fact that he looks like his father should be being paid for that.
In writing.
Despite the changes and the feud, Dexter King is vehement about the center's motivation.
Once and for all, for the record, the King family will not make any money from the revenues earned by anything developed in the historic site. We are proposing a totally nonprofit facility. All revenues will go to operate the King Center Supporters Program and establish the King's 21st Century Fund, which will help provide housing for the homeless and other needed community projects.
The King family is said to want to build an interactive museum as a way to make sure that Dr. King's legacy is imprinted in the minds of our younger generations. To a generation.
Because I'm promising you that African American History Museum in D.C., somebody is getting money on that. I promise you.
Which thrives on interactive technology, music, and video. The message of the dreamer will be remembered regardless. Ina Jimenez, 11 News.
Never, not even a moment, personal enrichment for me or my children should be doing since it was founded. But we have been faithful to our stated mission of promoting nonviolence in the struggle against poverty, racism, war, and violence.
The Atlanta Constitution's chief
Disappointment is that my brother and sisters and I are not our father's clones. Please show me what other great figure in history was equaled or bettered by his children. If Jesse Jackson can't fill Martin's shoes, if Andy Young, Joe Lowry, John Lewis, and Julian Bond, Ralph Abernathy, C.T. Vivian, Jose R. Williams all rolled into one can't fill Martin's shoes, then how can anyone expect me to fill his shoes?
That was very telling, because I can see some big-nosed Zionists behind the scenes trying to see how they could angle it, because they want money. And so if they can't get the money, they don't want the family to make the money, you see. And who was the white demon at the memorial site when they were throwing down the flowers? Who was that? Who was that? Because I'll tell you, you only need one to poison all the shit. Just even one. And you've ruined it. One. Even one. But that's very telling. It's a frustration. And then Coretta has to even stand and deny. I mean, no. This family don't have shit they got to apologize for. This fucking country killed Dr. King. They agreed that the U.S. government killed. A lot of people know there was a court case. The government admitted they fucking killed Dr. King. They admitted it. So, if anything, they should be sending them money. You understand? I mean,
Personal enrichment been a motive for me or my children.
Wait.
Never, even for a moment, has personal enrichment been a motive for me or my children.
And so what if it was? So what?
There have been differences of opinion about what the King Center should be doing since it was founded. But we have been faithful to our stated mission of promoting nonviolence in the struggle against poverty, racism, war, and violence.
The Atlanta Constitution's chief disappointment is that my brother and sisters and I are not our father's clones. Then please show me what other great figure in history was equaled or bettered by his children. If Jesse Jackson can't fill Martin's shoes, if Andy Young, Joe Lowry, John Lewis, and Julian Bond, Ralph Abernathy, C.T. Vivian, Jose R. Williams all rolled into one can't fill Martin's shoes, then how can anyone expect me to fill his shoes?
Wow, was there more?
Because of the evidence and the information that came out in Memphis, we believe that this case is over.
Discover the 10-second miracle for tinnitus
talking about the death of his father.
Are you exhausted from the relentless ringing?
Like,
It came out in Memphis.
yeah.
We believe that this case is over.
The government killed my father. It's a wrap. We don't need shit else. We good. Let me see what you're saying thus far. And I'm getting low battery. And I need to get the hell up out of here and go to the market. You know, I can just try and do a two-parter. Another shout out to you, Black Beauty. What the? I feel like there's... Anyways. Simply Sandra, another shout out to you. LA Sports. Cheryl. K. Hopkins. Melanin 100. Thank you for letting me know about the technical issue, Cheryl. That might have been when I don't know if I knew it that early on. And for you all that checked in to let me know that the signal was good, thank you for being responsive. Oh, okay. Thanks, Son. Yeah, because I thought I was going to go, I thought I would be, so I must have started watching it on Thursday, and I thought that I thought I was going to be here live on Friday, but that didn't happen. Son, you say I look forward to that, Jedi, about the Earth. Definitely 100 want to hear your take on that. Cheryl, Dexter's birthday is Tuesday, 30th January, and I noticed these dated incidents too. Son, you say the granddaughter Yolanda King, she looks like Dr. King. I don't think I've seen her. I'll have to see her. Her name, the granddaughter, that is Yolanda Renee King, after the oldest King child, which is Martin Luther King Jr. the third, fat ass. Big shout out to you, Asia Lee. You say, yep, something's missing. You greater reader Jedi. I don't know what that means. Yeah, and I haven't seen his wife, the white bitch. I ain't seen her. Richard, you say outside of the good doctor himself, I've always found the King family slightly off, to say the least. I would agree with that assessment. There's none of them that I'm like, I just feel relatable, you know. Just they, whatever, but no. Son, Jedi, that is exactly why I sent the information on this press conference, because I knew you would break this down perfectly. Thank you, son. Robert Epps, a big shout out to you, brother. Yeah, there was definitely a conspiracy to keep this brother out of the public sight because he looks just like his father. That's what I was saying forever. I'm like, that's the dude, man. Like, no one. Son, Dexter did look just like him and sound just like his dad. LA sports fan, thumbs up. Yeah, I don't, I'm sure he felt some pressure, as any child of any famous person does. If your parent was just anybody, they want to know, do you want to do that too? And then if you do that, then, oh, are you as good as your father or your mother or whatever? He has the added burden of that he looks just like his father, sounds like him, walks like him, is him. And even his grade of hair is the same as Dr. King's. Like, with the widow's peak even, you are Dr. King, dude. The mustaches. The little dip. Dr. King had that dip. That M lip. Damn, So he's the CEO of the board, and this is still a black family, And I feel like Bernice is a dagger, of her own. Like, she's the one in command, and even she's talking about we're without a head of the board or whatever it is right now. Watch, that bitch is gonna be the head of the board. Watch. It's gonna be her. It's gonna be her. It's gonna be her. She can't wait. She can't wait. I wish we knew more about them. They act like a museum piece, you know, than anything else. They're not really accessible, and when it seems like they're only accessible to white people, I don't have any current memory of that I could cite of them being at anything black or on any sort of black media really. It's just usually when I see them it's something white, like they show up as the prop, you know, and it's usually fat ass Martin Luther King III and the Alveda chick, you feel me? I really don't see Bernice all like that to my memory, you know. Yeah, I think they need to just let all that go. You can still do good on the earth, but just let it be known we're just doing us. Like, we're not trying to be our father. We're not trying to really specifically carry his legacy. We just living how we were raised. That's going to be good enough for us. And, you know, just, but I think they also want the spotlight. They kind of enjoy being special. Yeah, it just, you know, I don't know, man. I think if we were going to know anything, it would have come from Dexter. But because he's gone now, you know, he was the fighter, the one in the family that, you know, in fact, I'll let you just a little bit more of this conference because you need to, but I also encourage you to go and watch the entire thing on your own. It's not even an hour. Because there's value there, you know, for you to glean, and don't just take my assessment and, you know, what I think. Go and make your own assessment, you know, what you think. This is just what I feel. Let's come back to this.
Spending time in the evening when I was probably about 9, 10, maybe 11, and back then they braided their hair because they thought it would help continue to make it grow, and so I remember spending that kind of time within my
just giving away black culture, you feel me? You just don't have shit to do with anything, bitch. You didn't need to tell that detail.
I was a tomboy growing up and played ball, basketball.
She was a tomboy growing up.
With my brothers, and until I had sense, I actually played football with them in the front yard. We had a really good time growing up.
She said sense. It's just she said it so fucked up I had to listen to it 50 times to know that that's what she said.
Until I had sense, I actually played football with them in the front yard. We had a really good time growing up. But Dexter always had this knacking and interest in business. He always was very creative and innovative. And I remember Isaac, our cousin Isaac, Angela's brother, and Dexter had their first business, K&F Photography. He was so ambitious, my mama used to get calls behind the scenes saying, we bought all these pictures from Dexter, and we're still waiting on them, but he was working on them, because I used to go downstairs. We had a dark room, Sue Ross, in the house. And I would go inside of that dark room with him. And eventually I gained a love for photography myself as an amateur. I'm not a pro, but just as an amateur. And then he started a DJ business. He used to DJ parties, and I'm trying to follow Dexter again. When I was a teenager, probably around 18, I started DJing parties myself. A lot of people don't know Dexter actually worked for the Department of Corrections with the Atlanta Police Department. That was a rough patch because, as you know, coming from the nonviolent family, he had to carry a gun. And y'all are saying, what does that have to do with nonviolence? Well, our family was like nonviolence on steroids. And so we grew up primarily without guns in our home. I remember mother.
Not true. I brought in one of my pieces over the years that Dr. King did have a gun in the house. Thank you, please.
They used to always take our play guns away from us if she found them. Sometimes we were successful.
Okay.
But he served for a stint with the Department of Corrections as an officer there. Spent some time with, what was the name of the?
And I'm forgetting that my camera makes it look lighter outside than it really is. Fuck. Damn it. So this gonna have to be a part tour, y'all. Cause I can't drive at night. I don't like it. I don't like it, you know. And I can't gauge distance, you know, with speed. So I'm way back and I'm already slowing the fuck down because I don't know if it's a whole nightmare. Anyways, somehow, well, when I come back from the market, if I'll assess it. If I feel like, then, you know, maybe we'll do another hour or something like that, you know. I'll assess it, you know. And then if we don't, then we'll just be together at my next earliest convenience. I'll just say that, you know. But I'm pleased and also disgusted at the same time that this damn software decided to work tonight. Like, now you want to work, if you feel me. Now, when I wasn't trying to do it, you know. But isn't that how life is? When you really don't care about the shit, then here it comes. Donia. Yes, I know you. Love your commentary. It is brilliant and always spot on. Thank you, Donia. I appreciate you. So that's our plan, everybody. So, like I say, I'm grateful and disgusted at the same time. And so now when I try to do it again on purpose, then we'll see what will happen. You feel me? I ain't really feel like I ain't really want it today, and the bitch worked. So, alhamdulillah. We'll leave it there. Thanks to all of you guys who were able to catch me. And I'll have to retitle this stream now because it turned out to be more than a test. It still is a test, goddamn. But I'll have to do a real thumbnail and a real all the shit and rename it and all that. That's fine. It's fine. Hopefully we'll be successful with this again because, as I say, I do like to be able to pop out the comments and also the ability to have people come on live if they want to. So, I love you all, and I'll see you soon. This is the Jedi.